Alright, today we're going to do some corned beef, but it's not going to be ready for 48 hours. We're going to cook this at 140 for 48 hours and see how it turns out. It's a real nice cut of corned beef. It's not real fatty. So all we're going to do here is just give it a quick season, and we'll get this in the vacuum bag. Alright, just a real quick vacuum and seal on this, and once that's all nice and sealed up, make sure it doesn't have any leaks across the seams, we'll get this put into the sous vide bath. And depending on the size of the tub you're using or the size of the meat you're putting in there, might have to work it a little bit to make it fit. All right, we are into this thing just under 24 hours now at 140 degrees, and one surprising thing is this thing hasn't really shrunk up, so that's a good sign. In the meantime, we'll dice up some cabbage here, or quarter it up actually, and then underneath this I do have a bed of carrots. So just put these in the microwave and steam them up. And in the meantime, while this is steaming, we'll get ourselves a nice hot pan going, kind of on a medium-high heat, so we can melt some butter and get the corned beef out of there and get that seared. Boy, as soon as I open this bag up, it smells so good. It smelled up the whole house in a matter of seconds. So one thing about this corned beef I noticed right away, it stayed very dense. It didn't lose a lot of weight, and for the first taste here, it was really, really good. So, but I do want to get this thing seared. I'm going to brown some butter, pretty hot pan, medium high heat, and we'll get that seared first with the fat side down. The reason I want to do the fat side down first is just to render off any of that little extra fat that we might melt off of there, and that'll help us sear the other side with the additional fat in the pan when we flip it over here. And it's corned beef aren't the easiest things to sear. They don't sear up like a steak, but just that little bit of extra brown, it does make a big difference. Okay, it's time for the final test. We'll slice into this thing and see how it looks. If you've never sliced into corned beef before, you always want to go across the grain, never with the grain, otherwise it's going to wind up really, really stringy. So always cut it across the grain. I am surprised at how well this turned out. It is super juicy. It is really tender, and I don't think you could ask for a better way to cook corned beef than this method. We've done it other ways for years, and this turned out to be really, really good. The whole family was impressed. I don't think we'll probably ever cook this a different way now that we've had it this way. So if you haven't tried this, give it a try. I think you're really, really going to like it. All right, hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for the next one.